Monday. I want to thank Mike DeBiase, the Director of Administration under Governor Raimondo, for coming in and giving us a little bit of an update excuse me, on the budget situation. Obviously, the state's got to close about a $60 million deficit this fiscal year, and the proposed budget for FY19 has a $203 million hole we've got to find some solutions to. So I appreciate him coming in, and he has pledged to be back through the budget process to give us some updates real time. Want to welcome my next guest. David's a brand new partner over at Hinckley Allen. You've got a world view with you. You've been in Australia, Israel, Atlanta, Georgia, you name it. Talk a little bit about things over at Hinckley Allen.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. Yes, I've been around, and I came back to Rhode Island. I was born and raised here, and building a practice here.
Where were you born?
Born right in Providence. I grew up in Cranston. Went to Cranston West for high school, and came back.
Excellent.
So things at Hinckley Allen are great. We are a growing New England regional firm.
Yeah.
They've supported me for 8 years now.
Now it's time to pay back, right?
Yes, so to speak. You know, now that I'm a partner, I've got a responsibility to generate business and bring in legal work so that the firm can grow. And you know, we have a fairly good-sized staff and overhead, and we've got to support that, and people rely on us. So that's the next chapter of my professional development, is to become part of that.
And what are you seeing? You know, obviously, as a news organization, we interact with the legal community in virtually every possible way. High-profile lawsuits and litigation, as well as our own business practices and things that we want to do accordingly. What are you seeing now that's different from before, just in the time you've been practicing?
Things are always moving faster than they were before. You know, we had Obamacare, which was a major law change. We now have a new tax bill that's a major overhaul of the tax
And nobody
law.
knows what the frig is in that thing and what the implications
They're
are.
very large, and
Yeah.
they're changing very fast. So that's the challenge for businesses and for lawyers, is to stay abreast of what's going on, and that's our job and responsibility, to advise clients and guide them forward.
And how much stress is there in the community, in your corporate clients, on what the implications of tax reform are? Is it stress, or is it they're just trying to figure it out? You know, tax season's starting to come up.
I think it's that. We have to, our clients have to understand what it is that's changed, and the way that understanding unfolds often is a slow process as
Right.
professionals read the bill and understand the law, and frankly, sometimes the rulemaking process is a long one. So I don't know that I'd call it stressful, but it's a fact of life now for businesses that they have to continually monitor and make sure that they're in compliance.
And then in the business sector here in Rhode Island, where are you seeing growth? I don't want you to name off any particular client, but what sectors are picking up some pace, and you're seeing some growth, and the firm's trying to adjust to meet that demand?
Yeah, certainly retail brand companies are in certain sectors doing very well.
Yeah.
I'm representing a client where we're handling multiple acquisitions at the same time typically, and they're growing. Tech is always lately going to be an area that continually evolves, and we've got entrepreneurs who are really creative in that space.
Yep.
Manufacturing, we've seen, has been not so great, maybe flat to some extent. Health obviously is more and more cutting edge, and
Well, we've got everything going on in health right now. I mean, we're in a period of massive disruption, and I know you guys are involved with one of the major groups
Right.
In this market. Not to get into any specifics, but you know, you're seeing what has historically been, for a period of time, fairly stable. There was, you know, Roger Williams Medical Center and Lifespan and Care New England, and now you might as well take it all and throw it up in the air and wonder where it's all gonna come out in the next 2, 3, 4 years.
Right, and I wouldn't want to gamble on the outcome. It's hard to predict.
Well, that's all right, because Mike DiBiase has already bet on the Supreme Court decision in Christie versus the NCAA on sports betting. So I think that limits our gaming opportunities today. What should folks know about the firm that makes it different than other firms? You know, there's a number of good-sized firms in Providence, excuse me, which are much smaller than big-sized firms in Boston.
Right.
I know you guys have a big presence up in Boston as well and in other locations around New England. But what's the advantage that Hinckley Allen has versus other firms here?
Well, primarily I would say we're a partner-driven firm.
Yeah.
I joke with friends that I'm not going to just hit the golf course now that I've made partner. Our partners work and become the really trusted strategic advisors for our clients and are there on the ground on a day-to-day basis.
Well, listen, we appreciate you coming on, and hopefully you'll come back and tell us big news about big stuff. We like the news aspect of the legal community. I appreciate it. Congratulations on being named partner, and glad you're back in Rhode Island.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks so much. You can head out, and we got Gary Sass coming on next.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Is the money man in the room?
Make a change.
He's
He's making change.
we are live.